And I think it's very important for everybody to be engaged because that everybody's on the same page.
It's about, who's willing to change gears at the right time.
Go out, go have fun, and just take it to them.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler. It's time for another edition of the Will Hughes Show. Currently joined by Wheeling University head swimming coach Will Hughes. And Will, guys have been off for the Christmas break. You're coming back this week against Lenoir-Rhyne. Talk about how your swimmers use this break to kind of recover and get ready for the second half.
I think recovery is the key word there, Zach. A lot of times, we would like to try to go to some training camps in a time, but this was a little shorter season, a break in between sessions. So this was a really good recovery time for the swimmers, and they got some pool time in on their own, and just to stay focused, doing more of maintenance sets and stuff like that to stay in shape and to stay in swim shape and be ready for coming back in the spring. So we're anxious to see what they look like.
And last time we talked, you guys were getting ready for the midseason meet. You guys had a great performance there over that week. Talk about the Malone midseason and what you saw from both sides.
Midseason was absolutely amazing. I mean, I can't be happier with this team and how they performed at midseason. 34 PRs on the men's side, 16 on the women's side. Some of those people hadn't made PRs in a long time, so it was really great to see some smiles on their faces and to see them happy with their own performance. That's as a coach, that's always the best thing is when you see your athletes really performing back at their peak. And but hopefully we didn't peak then. That's what our aim is. So we're going to get back in it and try to reduplicate that for conference championships. Yep.
And a big side for the women, Lacey Langmeyer gets a win during the week. Talk about her performance and kind of her leadership on this women's side overall.
Having Lacey compete at a level that she hasn't competed at in a while was really big because she was it was really a happy time for her. So it was really good because she's a very strong swimmer, has enormous talent, local girl. It's just amazing, to have someone like her to bounce back the way she's done and come back and swim. She won her event, and that was a come-from-behind victory in that too. So in the 500, really liked that, how she swam that. And when she got out of the water, she told me, she was feeling great, that she felt strong. And halfway through the race, she thought, well, I'm going to turn it up a little bit more. And she swam faster, and she thought, well, I'm just going to go with it. And she just kept on going. So when you hear things like that coming from your swimmers, that lets you know that what you've done in training in the first semester everything was done right. Because now they're starting to amaze themselves at how much more they can actually give.
And on the men's side, you mentioned 34 PRs, really spread the wealth around the team. Talk about what that was like to see so many different guys contributing throughout the week.
Oh, man, Patrick Kirby came back, swam big. He hasn't swam that big in quite a while. Michael Schoenix, we were watching him, and he and I were talking earlier in the season, and we were talking about his fly, and I said, well, I'm thinking 53, and he was kind of doubting it at midseason. He said, I don't know if I can get a 53, and then he goes 51.01, almost a 50, 50 high. So, Felix swam well. All the men swam well across the board. Evan Yost swam well. He hasn't hit around that time in a while. He's very close to where he was at his peak in his career. So I think with a little more motivation, and he's got that, I think we're going to see a big performance out of Evan Yost coming up at conference championships as well. Levi Parker, freshman, stepped up big time in backstroke, swam really well. Did some really good times there. All across the board, Segman, Sarp, Killick swam amazing. There's just too many to talk about, really.
Currently joined by Wheeling University head swimming coach Will Hughes. And Will, along with the break, you had some swimmers swim on the international level. Nikki Grisafi, Felix Norland both swam international events. Talk about what that's like for your program to have representatives swimming on that national stage.
It's always big to have people, from different areas that are swimming in, that come here, especially internationals. They come here looking to improve on what they were doing in their home country. And then when they get here and we try to make them better, of course, for what we're doing, there's a difference between short course swimming and long course swimming, which is what they're mostly used to. But when they go back and they're swimming strong in their national events back home, that's always a good sign. And both of them performed very, very well this year at their nationals.
And you guys are getting ready for Lenoir-Rhyne here, a team that the team saw last year in their winter trip. You're seeing them for the second year in a row. Talk about Lenoir-Rhyne and kind of some of the things they bring to the table.
Lenoir-Rhyne is a very well-coached team. Victor Riggs was former coach at WVU. Very good coach. I've known Vic for a long time. He's been really helpful to me, as a coach. He helped me out tremendously when I was at West Virginia Tech. Just an all-around great guy and a really good coach. So there's no doubt that what we're going into at Lenore-Ryan is going to be a very big challenge for us. They're swimming in the SAC, so he's got a lot of competition there that he's going up against, which is where I was when I was with Emory and Henry, was in the SAC. So I know that conference well. I know the caliber athletes in that conference. This is going to be a big test for us. And being it an early season, early spring semester competition, I'm kind of weary about how it's going to outcome's going to be, but we're going to try to do the best we can as always.
And finally, as you head into the 2026 portion of the schedule, what's a New Year's resolution you have for your team as they get ready to go for this MEC championship later in the winter?
I just want to improve on the quality of our program, the quality of our swimming, and the quality of our attitudes in the team. That we're seeing that we're rebounding, that we're moving up, that we are progressing the way we should as a program and as each individual athlete. Just New Year's resolutions. I just want to see everybody swim some PRs more at conference championships, and see where our standings are. We just want to improve our standings at conference.
Thanks, Will. Good luck this weekend. Can't wait to see you out there.
Thank you.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler.
And I think it's very important for everybody to be engaged because that everybody's on the same page.
It's about, who's willing to change gears at the right time.
Go out, go have fun, and just take it to them.